There is a tsunami coming. The tsunami is a big wave where the job market is going to change a lot in the next 6 months. We have built over 30 products in the last few weeks, and 12 of them are in production. If we want to be optimally profitable, at the same time, people don't feel there's too much burden for them to pay the fees. We make 80% of them completely free. There should not be a financial barrier for someone to know these basics. We don't mail people about our courses. We don't do that. We have a 30 days open period. They can cancel anytime. And a refund rate is less than 2%. The development time has reduced 10x. So earlier, let's say if you are taking 6 weeks, it's going to take 3 days to build the same thing. The institutional learning cannot adopt to the rate of change that's happening in the job market right now. It's too fast.
Hello and welcome to the Art of Selling Online Courses. We're here to share winning strategies and secret hacks from top performers in the online course industry. My name is John Ainsworth and today's guest is Hemanand Vadivel. Now Hem is a co-founder and CEO of the most loved EdTech platform from India, with over 650,000 registered learners on the website, over 6,000 organic 5-star reviews for their courses, and bootcamps in AI and data. Now Hem completely bootstrapped CodeBasics and kept it profitable since inception. It's interesting that CodeBasics does not even have a sales team to sell their courses. We're going to find out what is their art of selling online courses. Hem, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you, John. Thanks for having me here. Very excited.
So who is it that you're helping with the courses? What kind of level are they at? Where are they based?
We're helping people who are looking to either get a job or the ones who are already in the job and they're looking for transition. Because a lot of people, a lot of our learners, they want to transition from a non-technical field to a technical field. And they need support and they want to learn the concepts in the most easiest way possible. Of course, there are a lot of platforms, doing things, but our thing is to make it as easy as possible, that anyone should be able to pick up our courses and learn like it's so easy. Wow, why did I not learn this before? So that's the kind of thing we are doing.
And are you targeting India in particular, or is it broader than that?
It's broader than that. We have global audience. In fact, there are people from 150 plus countries taking our courses. But the majority
Whoa! That's big, man.
Yeah. We are so glad and grateful for that. But the majority, like 60% of our sales is coming from India.
Okay. So the majority of the audience is there, but it is much, much broader. Okay, cool. And so I was going through some of the descriptions of your courses on your site. It looks like you're not just teaching people the information, but you're also then helping them to get a job afterwards. Did I understand correctly?
Yes, that's correct. Yes, we are providing the job placement support, like, preparing the resumes, preparing a portfolio website. And everybody who takes a bootcamp with us, they get a website for free. So everybody will have, they will have their own website. And that website will talk about them, will talk about their skills. And it will also have interactive piece of work that they have created. So any hiring manager who's looking into the website, they can interact with their work. So that's something we made it for our learners so that it becomes so easy for them to sell themselves in the market.
Nice. And then do you know what percentage of them then go on to get a job or get a promotion or whatever it is they're after?
Yeah, I mean, for the percentage of people who are completing our course, around 23% are getting the jobs, at least the recorded numbers. These are the recorded numbers we are able to record. But we are not able to record all the numbers. We cannot track if a person is really getting a job or not all the time. But these are numbers when people come back to us and say, oh, we have got a job. And sometimes we see them getting a job and we ask them, hey, how's it going? And we kind of record it.
Nice, got it. And can you give everybody an idea of the size of your business? Like what's your average revenue at the moment?
So we are making a couple of $1 million annual revenue just from the courses. And apart from that, we also have few other funnels, but since we're talking about courses, that's about $2 million.
And what's the main traffic source for that? Is it mostly your YouTube audience? Because I know you've got about 1.5 million subs there.
It's mostly our YouTube. I would say mostly it's our YouTube, but I would say it's mostly our model. The model that we have is 80-20, which means 80%. We do everything good. The idea for us is we have to do everything top notch. Even our free courses, paid courses, we don't have the differentiation. This is a free course, this is a paid course. We want to provide high quality content and we put it on YouTube, we put it on our website, we put it on our WhatsApp channel, we put it on our emails, whatever. And we make 80% of them completely free. Okay. So that's a funnel. So this 80% of people who take our free courses, free PDFs, whatever free resources, and even we have free tools, right? So they look at these free sources, and if they like that free thing, whatever they have seen, they can come and buy our paid courses. That's how we have kept it.
And how do you decide which courses are going to be the free ones and which ones are the paid ones?
We decided based on the skill, the time required to gather that skill. So that's how we decided. So I'll give you an example. If you go to our YouTube channel, all the basics of learning machine learning, deep learning, convolutional neural network, all these topics, that is something we feel everyone should know. So we have
Okay.
kept it free for everyone. There should not be a
Yeah.
financial barrier for someone to know these basics. These fundamentals everyone should know. So once you have learned the fundamentals, now let's say you want to do projects, you want to add projects to your resume and go to the real market, you want to practice, then you can take our courses. Even those courses are highly affordable because the reason to form CodeBasics for myself and Dhaval, who's the founder of CodeBasics, is to make learning fun, accessible, and affordable. That's the core goal of what we're doing, and we kept all the courses affordable.
Okay. And what's the average for the paid ones? What's the average kind of price you're charging people?
If you have to tell you in dollars, it's going to be somewhere between $10 to, it ranges all the way up to 200 to 50 depending upon the
Okay.
bootcamp, but it starts as low as $10.
And the 250 one, that's like where you're also building them a website and you're helping them with the resume and all the other stuff there. That's very reasonable prices. That's amazing, man. Okay.
Yeah.
How did you kind of figure out that pricing? Is that based on like what it is that people in India, because you said 60% of the revenue is from in India. So it's like, is that what people there will pay, or is it, how do you figure out?
Yeah, I mean, so initially based on the gut feeling, we kind of understand what price is going to be affordable for people. We start from there. And of course, I want to make this, this end of the day, it's a commercial business. I want to keep it profitable. So I do my calculations. I'm myself a data analyst. I worked in the revenue department, pricing department. So I know all the pricing strategies and stuff.
Yeah.
So we do it. We do some simulations of the pricing. We compare that with the volume and the price. We play with the numbers and then we launch the price.
Well, that's fascinating. I have not worked in a pricing department. What are the models? How do people play around with this and use that to help them figure out what price their course should be?
Yeah, it's an elasticity, right? Like for example, I'll tell you. So there is a mindset, there is a barrier for people, right? There is a pricing corridor. Let's say if you're keeping the price as $9, people think it's $10. If you keep the price as $13, they still think it's $10. So you think you kind of keep the price which is affordable for people, but at the same time you end up being profitable. Because if you cannot be profitable, then what is the point? You have to be profitable, but we don't want to be too much profitable. But we want to be optimally profitable. At the same time, people don't feel there's too much burden for them to pay the fees. So it's a combination of analytics, bit of a gut feeling, and bit of a value system, all put together.
What's the stuff that you're working on now? So, well, actually, no, I want to go back a step. You mentioned about your YouTube audience. You mentioned about all the free courses that you've got. When you say you've got the free courses, is that on YouTube? Or is that like on your website separately, or is it a combination of those?
It's a combination of both. We have our free courses on YouTube. That's the first place where we launch it. So we specialize in doing projects because I have a lot of industry experience, like 10 plus years in the industry. I worked in Europe, all the international markets. So I bring that experience. The other founder is working in the industry as well. So all the people that we have a bunch of people working with us. So either they are fully working with CodeBasics or they are part-time. So they are all working in the industries as well. So we bring the industry-based projects. That's the thing that we put on YouTube for free. And on top of that, if they want to do a certification or if they want to do like a further step to that, they can come to our courses. They can come to our bootcamps or courses. So to answer your question, it's primarily YouTube.
Okay, that makes sense. And then what's the next step? Like, do you get people onto your email list, or are you selling directly from YouTube, or how does that work?
I mean, it's funny. I don't think we are very strategic that way. We are very how to say, we don't mail people about our courses. We don't do that.
Do you have an email list?
No.
Okay.
None.
So in my experience, right, and I've not worked as much with the Indian market, but in my experience, working with, I don't know, hundreds of course creators, about 80% of the potential revenue is in the email list rather than direct from YouTube. So as in, if you get people from YouTube to an email list through a lead magnet and then promote, then that's like, of the potential revenue you could get, that's like 80% of it. And so I would think that there is a very good chance that you could grow revenue significantly by having more lead magnets on YouTube and then mailing those people about your paid courses.
Yeah, there is a reason. I mean, I'll tell you my rationale why we are not doing that at the
Sure.
moment. See, what we believe is that if people really like our content, what we are teaching on YouTube, and we do add the description. We don't even say it on our video. We rarely say it, especially if the course is very important or if it's very timely, time bound or something like that. Then we say to people on the video that we are presenting, but we don't say to buy our courses or something like that. We just add it in the description, and but we do run PPC ads. We do run that ads. So what is our strategy is that let people learn from us. Let people know what CodeBasics is, who's teaching, how they're teaching. Let people know that. And later, if they see an ad, which is coming through their Instagram, YouTube, and all the stuff, if they like it, they will click it. And they will anyways go to our website and they will check the details and then they will buy it. So that's how we do it. Emails we do for people just before the course launch or something. We send it to the people who are in the last 30 days, who have registered in our website last 30 days or something like that. But our email marketing is not like very optimized or very very sales oriented, because we don't first of all, in India people don't open emails that much. We can send WhatsApp works in India. We can send WhatsApp messages, but again, we don't want to be too pushy. We know that our people, the kind of people that comes to us is like the people who highly trust us. And that's also the reason why for all the courses, I don't think any Indian EdTech company is doing that. Even for our boot camps, we have a 30 days open period. Like they can cancel anytime. They get full money. Yeah. And a refund rate is less than 2%. So that's, I mean, people can, certain people do abuse it. We know that people who are abusing it, they kind of complete the course 30-40% and they ask for a refund. But we look at the people who don't do that. 98% of people don't do that. I mean, not all the people taking refund, they are abusing it. Some people have genuine reasons. Some people don't like it or whatever. But we want to make the decision barrier, remove the decision barrier for people. When they are buying it, they should know that, okay, fine. If they don't like this or if they find something else in the future, they can just get the refund in 30 days. So that gives a lot of freedom for them. And this can come only from the people who really know what you're teaching, how you're teaching, your teaching methods and all this stuff. So that's the reason why we don't try to push it to the people, because our YouTube is giving us enough audience for us to keep this up and running. So that's a strategy, and that's not a strategy as well. And that's the kind of thought.
Would you? Yeah, I'm going to come back to you about that, because I think there's, I don't know the Indian market, right? And I don't know what percentage of people open email, but I know that like in the US market, a lot of people think, does email marketing really work anymore? And like a lot of people I hear say that, and I know from a lot of testing, it works extremely well. So, but I don't know the Indian market, so I don't want to like presume that I do.
It does work in Indian market too. I'm not saying it doesn't work. Though, of course, the open rate is going to be let's say it's less than 5%, maybe it's 3%. In US market, it's 7 or 8%. And we don't do this on purpose. We don't want to be too salesy with our thing. We do want to sell. We do want to, we do want people to know our courses, buy them, and do stuff.
Yeah.
We just don't want to appear salesy. And I don't know whether if you've noticed, you can see in our website, we never have something like a sales, or we never have something like we don't cross this price and say, okay, it's going to be this price or something like that. We always have a standard price. And so that way we want to keep a honest pricing and transparent pricing, and then stick with it. So we don't want to do like discounts or something like that, so that people will always expect that. And so we want to do that from the beginning. We tried doing that and it worked, and we stick to that. We didn't change it. It's been 3 years.
What's the plan for what's next? Because I know you said you wanted to grow revenue by like about 25% in the next year. What's your plan of how you're going to do that?
Yeah, we started doing live codes. We did not do live codes before. We were mostly in self-paced courses, but we started doing live codes because with self-paced courses, the problem right now is that AI is changing a lot of things, and the shelf life of the self-paced course is reducing significantly. So we are moving towards the live course where we can teach the most updated ones, and we are also learning them and teaching them simultaneously. And the second thing is we are moving towards products. We are building products. Like one of the products we are building is it's around interview preparation, practice arenas, and where people can practice like in a very highly customized manner. So it's very adaptive. We are building an internal tool right now, and we have our own engineering team to do this. So this AI tool which we are building is like, it's going to be very specific for John. It's going to understand John's learning, your learning patterns, and it's going to customize the roadmap for you, to customize the curriculum for you. The curriculum which you see and which I see is going to be very different. It's going to be
Mm.
your experience, your LinkedIn profile, your resume, your past experiences. So we're building such a thing, and it's going to be more like a SaaS product, subscription based product, and that's another thing we are building right now. And we are also building another subscription product, which we're calling CodeBasics AI Pro, which we're going to launch on 2nd of April. So we're in about $10 a month. Um, we are giving like regular updates on AI, what tools to learn, and there's a lot of
Yeah.
hype in the market. There is a lot of reality, so people cannot separate between hype and reality. So we are going to do that for them. We are going to have a human eye, our expertise. We're going to add it to that, and tell people, okay, these are things you can learn. This is how the job landscape is changing. This is what you can try, because we are connected with a lot of hiring managers in India and across the world as well.
Mm.
So we can get those insider news and put it in the form of a subscription, so people are staying up to date.
With the SaaS that you mentioned,
Mhm.
the changing the curriculum for each person, is that for your courses, or are you building that for other course creators to use to adapt their own curriculum?
Yeah, definitely we are keeping it open for this as well. And initially we want to test it with our own audience, because we have a good base, good learner base, and we want to test with them first. And if it is working well, why not? We are okay. We are open to share it with others as well.
How's that gonna work? Like, which parts, what elements are going to be adapted? Because is it gonna like make AI videos so the actual video that someone sees is different, or is it just saying, oh no, you only need this module, this module? Like, what kind of parts is it going to be able to adapt, or is it too early to say for certain how it's going to work?
I can say something, because some of the parts we are still working. Of course, we even want the video part to be optimized, because we do have the models, we do have our avatars and stuff like that. We are experimenting with that, but we don't want to keep it too much AI when it comes to video. We want human touch there.
Yeah.
And the parts which are going to be adapted is the practice, the practice that you're going to do, and the exercises you're going to get, and in the instructions you're going to get. It's going to be adaptive, and it's a combination of something which is deterministic and stochastic, where certain things will be deterministic, which means if you are a person who has an experience in working with machine learning models, you would skip some parts of basics of machine learning. That will be deterministic. It's rule based. Some portion is going to be stochastic, which is like, okay, it based on your learning patterns, how fast you're learning, so you're going to get exercises based on that. So that is going to be
Mm,
like it can't be determined by a formula. It will be based on that particular moment. So it's a combination of both at the moment.
that's fascinating. I love that. It's something I want to start covering more on the podcast, is people who are using AI not necessarily just in their marketing, but in their delivery of the courses. We had someone on
Mhm,
maybe a few months ago, something like that,
mhm.
who has built out an AI tool, or she's using an existing AI tool on the market that
Okay.
allows her to build a chatbot for
Mhm.
her course. So she's
Yeah.
teaching people, how do you learn a new language? And she's not
Yeah.
teaching French or German or Spanish. She's teaching how to learn a language. So that's like, she speaks 11 languages, and she's kind of
Wow.
got a way that she learnt them.
Yeah.
And then she knows lots of other people who speak lots of languages, and
Mhm.
they all learn in a they've all got their own style. So she's trying
Got
to help people to figure out their style of how to learn a language. And
it.
she was selling courses, and she switched over to just selling um, this AI tool instead. And that's built in one way. And so it's a chat bot, and you can message back and forth with the chat bot, and that's loaded with all the information. And you're talking about a different way of teaching it with AI,
Mhm.
and like adapting the curriculum to people, and it's still videos,
Yeah.
and there's different exercises, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think there's a massive amount of mileage in this. I think this is something that is going to become the norm. Like in 5 years' time, this will just be
Yeah.
normal. How exactly it is, and what people who are listening, who are currently just selling a straightforward video course, can do. Like, should they
Yeah.
do something with it now? Should they wait for 6 months till there's new tools out? Like that, I think I want to kind of cover a little bit more of. What do
Yeah.
you think about that? How do you think people should think about this?
I think the first step is to have a chat box. We are building something called a Chat Buddy, and
Hmm.
it's almost in the beta. It will be rolled out in a week or two. So right now, what's happening, John, is that the production time, the development time has reduced like 10x. So earlier, let's say if you are taking 6 weeks, it's going to take like less than 3 days to build the same thing, because my entire team is vibe coding now. It's not just the developers. Everybody's vibe now. They're using Claude and all those things, GPT and all those things, and they're vibe coding stuff. And we are shipping things faster. So with this rate of change, we should be able to produce the other steps. Even we vibe code an app, and we are going to release an app in few days. We didn't have an app before, so we vibe coded a mobile app, and we are going to release it soon. So the people who are listening to this, what they can do is they should step out with. They should start doing it on their own, because the people who are doing it are the product owners, right? They know how the product should look like. They know their learners what they need, and they can work with something like Claude Code, and they can build a product on their own. They don't need a developer. They need a developer only in the space of deployment, and they need one person at least to deploy, because for deployment still you need somebody to do that, so that there are no surprises. So that's what I would suggest, and you can go wild in your imagination. There are no norms like it used to exist before. You can be completely wild. Even I'm thinking like, okay, what? I mean, I have some wild ideas, and I don't want to discuss it right now because it's too wild in my head. And but it's there. You can really get. I mean, at the core of it, one mindset I would like to talk about is that learning is something that has never changed in the last, I don't know, since the human recorded timeline, right? Like 100,000 years, it never changed. Learning is always constant. So earlier, you see people used to write these manuscripts, right? And they used to write this on the sculptures. They used to write, and then there used to be this gurus who teaches this person, and that person teaches other person. There is a lineage of people who keep on teaching to the others, and it's only this lineage of people. They become cobblers. We have this people, right, like tailors, cobblers, and all those things. And then we started having these institutions and schools and stuff like that. I don't know. Right now, I think we are going back. The learning is going to be there, but the way the people are going to learn, I don't think the schools, the institutions, the institutional learning, I don't think it's going to work anymore. I feel it's broken, because the institutional learning cannot adopt to the rate of change that's happening in the job market right now. It's too fast. Even in my work, in my team, we changed a lot in the last 45 days. Like, the titles have been changed. I told people to remove the titles. You're just going to have like 3 titles now. Either you're going to be a builder, or you're going to be an orchestrator or distributor, or 3 of them together. But by default, everybody's a builder. Everybody should build stuff. So that's what I told my team, and that's what I'm telling my learners too. So all the boot camps that you're doing now, it's changing to a builder boot camp. On top of building, I'm teaching them how to build their personal brand, which is very important. If they don't build a personal brand, they cannot distribute themselves. And at the same time, they need to orchestrate. Not orchestrating only among people, also orchestrating among the tools and people together. So if somebody is able to build the skills, they're going to be relevant in the market. And now, coming to the delivery of teaching, we are still figuring out, what's the best way, what's the best way we can teach them. The things are changing so fast, and we are applying some scientific methods. We are understanding the science behind learning and all those things, and we are trying to do our best.
I just did a session this morning with my team about starting to use Claude Code. So they've all been using Claude and ChatGPT for since they came out.
Yeah.
No problem there. Using them, they help with writing. They help with ideas, with checking things.
Yeah.
Great. And then about a month ago, I started building some tools myself in Replit, and I was just like, oh, the world has changed. Like, what I thought was possible is moved forward massively. I don't know when it happened exactly, but like maybe when Claude Code came out or something, but like 6-8 months ago, something like that. There was just this jump forward, and I heard people talking about it, and I was like, yeah, whatever. And then I actually tried it. And I was like, no. This is a completely new game. So I started building tools in that, and I built out a whole range of different tools for within the business to allow the team to move much faster. And so the talk with the team this morning was, right, everybody is now building these tools. Like, it's not just me. It was me, and then it was me and Josip, and then it was also Eva, and now it's like, no, it's everybody. Everybody is building tools. Every week, you're going to make something in the business run better by building an AI tool, building a skill, vibe coding, setting up some processing co-work, setting up an automation, something, because this is it's incredible what you can do with it. And if you're listening to this and you're thinking, oh, I haven't even looked at this stuff yet, it's like, look at it. This is incredible. So
please. Yeah.
good. I'd start out with I have shown people how to use Claude Code in VS Code, and I know that it's too techy and difficult looking for a lot of people. So I
Yeah.
would suggest start with, if you use Claude, get the Claude app, and in it go to Cowork. I think that's the easiest place to start, is
Yeah.
Cowork, and then Code is a bit harder, and then Code like in VS Code or in Terminal is then another level up as well, more powerful but a little
Yeah.
more techy. But just start with Cowork and give it a go, and just try something, and you'll go, oh, the world's different now. Like, the world is not what we thought it was 6 months ago, 8 months ago, whatever it is. It's a different
Exactly.
world. You've got to get on the new train. It's like, this is how it is now.
Totally. Yeah.
So powerful. So you're suggesting to people that they actually vibe code their own
Yeah.
chatbot for how to help people to be learning through it. That's a fascinating idea. I hadn't thought of that. Okay.
Yeah, they should vibe code not the chatbot. They should vibe code everything that they can do in the LMS, right? How do they give the assignments? How do they autocorrect the assignments? How can they customize the assignments? And how can they get the latest data from the job portals and optimize their interview preparation tool based on that? We do have agents running 24/7, which gets the latest data from the job portals. And based on that, it is optimizing few information, because we don't want our people to miss out on the latest information that's
Yeah.
there on the internet.
Yeah.
And yeah, we are just open for all the changes that's happening in the world, and it's going to be a wild ride. What I'm seeing coming through, especially in the edtech industry, because the job market is going to change, because the edtech industry is primarily dependent upon the job market. If the job market itself is going to change, this what we're going to teach is going to change, and how we are going
Yeah.
to teach it will change. So with both the change, we have to be ready.
I think you've said a few things I want to kind of tap into, so I might now jump around a little bit as I kind of go
Sure.
back to a couple of things you said. But one thing you mentioned was about the fact that the universities and the institutions are like not able to adapt fast enough. Like, they weren't able to adapt fast enough 30 years ago. They have no chance now. It's like, oh my
Yeah.
God. I
Yeah.
like some things fine, like maybe medicine and engineering are a great fit for what you teach in university. They seem from the outside, not having been an engineer or a doctor, they seem like they are a good fit for what it is that needs teaching and what is being taught. But to an extent, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff in medicine that like moves along and the doctors are behind, but to an extent. But you look at marketing or business or software engineering, whatever, it's just like, really? Are you guys really managing to keep up? Maybe some places are. Like, I don't know, maybe Stanford is like completely on it with software engineering and is teaching exactly the right thing. But I see so many places where it's like, oh no, you're so much better off going online and learning something so much cheaper.
The idea, John, is where it's breaking is that you have to wait for 4 years or 3 years to complete your education and then do a job. That's a broken idea. What I feel is you should learn something. Let's say you're learning something for 2 months and then do a job. Do a job parallelly. You don't have to wait until you complete something and then do a job. That's such a broken idea, because the earlier thought, the school of thought, is that, okay, somebody has to acquire all the skills for 4 years. They have to pass all these stupid exams and then do the job, which is so broken. And they learn Excel when they come to work. What happens, they come to work and they open the Excel. Oh, should I learn Excel? They're not even, I mean, a lot of institutions are doing that, but a lot of them are not still doing that. People don't even know how to use Excel.
Yeah.
When they are in the college, when they're doing the studies, they learn all this superficial stuff, which is something they're never going to use. Integral calculus, differential calculus, all this, bumbo jumbo stuff, they are not going to see the side of it. But,
Yeah.
I mean, at least in India, this is the case. I've studied in Germany as well. So it was a case there as well. It was still more outdated. But I would love the universities for networking, communication, those kind of things. But you don't have to spend 4 years for that or 2 years for that. Maybe
No.
2 months, 3 months
Yeah.
vacation.
Go to networking events every evening for
Yeah.
for 6 months, and you're gonna have a better network than you would have done in
And
university
start
in 4
working.
years.
You'll learn a lot by working on
Yeah.
something, working on a product, working on distribution. You'll learn a lot. So universities are not
Yes.
going to teach that.
Very, very rare that if I'm hiring somebody that I'm basing my decision on the thing that they have learnt at university. What
Yeah.
I do sometimes use it as a filter, because I generally the kind of people I'm hiring are people who have got some kind of scientific or engineering type brain. Like they think in that way. So one of the things I look for is like my at university I studied maths. My right hand man Josip, he was a biomedical scientist. Neither one of which is relevant, right? The actual topic isn't relevant. But if
Yeah.
you can do well at university as a biomedical science or software engineering, or in have we got somebody with structural engineering background, then you probably think in the logical, analytical way that we need people to think in.
Yeah.
So that's like, but the fact that if what you did was study online marketing at university, I'd be like, well, you messed up there, didn't you? That was almost definitely a waste of your time. Whatever you learned was like is out of date, is irrelevant now,
Yeah. Totally.
So what's the next thing for you guys? You said about kind of growing the revenue. You want to boost that up. What's anything from a marketing point of view that you're working on? Is there anything? Do you just focus on the content and making better courses, or is there anything with are you working on your funnels? Are you working on your sales pages? Anything from that kind of angle?
Yeah. I can explain this figuratively. We have this concept in our team, and this is what I've been telling my team as well. So there is a tsunami coming. The tsunami is a big wave where the job market is going to change a lot in the next 6 months.
Yeah.
And so we are preparing a boat. So we are preparing a
Okay.
boat that,
You are Noah. Okay, got
yeah,
it.
yeah. And we don't know how the boat should look like because we don't know what kind of tsunami it is. We know the tsunami from a distance. So we are preparing
Yeah.
the boat and we are seeing the tsunami and we are changing the boat simultaneously. And we are equipping the boat with all the lifeboats and whatever possible.
Yeah.
And the idea is to keep the boat, first of all, as CodeBasics, the company, the boat should let us, float on the water. That is number one criteria. And then number two, once we are able to do that, of course, we should be able to do that. The idea is to onboard as many people as possible on that boat and take them to a safer place. Because our existence should help people who are going to get hit by this wave, and
Mm-hmm.
especially who are going to get hit by the jobs, people who are going to, get their job delayed, or people who are going to lose their job and find the next job. So we want to help them. We want to teach them. We want to upskill them in the quickest time possible so that they are in the job market again. And it's a very tough task looking at the job market, the way it is changing, because in India, in Indian market, you see the population is very high. So the mass hiring used to happen. Like people hire in bulks, like they hire like 1,000 people, 500 people at once. Those things have stopped. So now this has become a very big problem for the freshers, right? The people who are just starting. They're not getting hired in bulk. So we are trying to do everything possible to highlight their skills. We are giving them practical experience. So one of our product is also virtual internships. We run these virtual internships where my video comes or Dhaval's video comes. We talk to them as if like they are my reportee. I'm the manager, and we are trying to automate. We are trying to keep it dynamic now. It's kind of static now, depending upon the work they do. And we also have a platform where they submit the work. We give them kudos for the good work. We tell them feedback if the work is not good. So we want to move more towards the direction. We want to understand what's exactly the people are looking for in the industry and upskill them. And at the same time, we are also okay for people to start their own business. So we are also teaching them that, how can they build products? How can they sell products? And so that's the kind of thing we are looking. That's the next thing, not the next thing, the current thing we're doing. And that will be our next thing for the next 1 year. Because this change is something is happening, and we are very, very cognizant of that.
That makes sense. That's fascinating. I love that metaphor. Okay. I'm trying to decide whether to tell my team a tsunami is coming or not.
Told my team, I
think
wrote
about
a long email to my team and I told them whatever I felt. And it was not an easy email to write, but I think we are at a great place now because in the last 40 days, everybody in my team upskills. They all know how to build products now. And it's like how you felt, right? Oh, the world has changed. I mean, their world has changed. They all can build a product. And we have built over 30 products in the last few weeks. And 12 of them are in production. So the rest of them will go to production as well. So it's going well.
I tell you how dramatic I found it to be. I went to this conference maybe 3 weeks ago out in Lisbon. And at the conference, we mostly only talked about AI. It's
Okay.
like it's all business owners. It was like all people running 7-figure businesses, and people were up to various different things. And one person in particular was like really, really pushing the boundaries, like with what you could possibly do with stuff. And a lot of us got very inspired. And a lot of us were already doing stuff with AI, but like we were inspired to go like, right, let's really try and think bigger, try and do more. And so my friend Pete came up with an idea of a project that he was already doing loads with AI. He was setting everything up with Claude Code and GitHub, and he'd been running things. And he came up with an idea for a project, and he thought it was going to be 3 months, and 1 week later he'd shipped it. And it's like just the speed at which you can implement stuff, and then the same time, I'd come up with an idea that I thought was going to be a 3-month project, and I'd built version 1 of it in 2 hours. And I was like, what? Like, what just happened? I knew that was not the shipping version, but it was like, this is crazy. And this is now 3 weeks later. I think it's 2 or 3 weeks later now from that. And I built a version and showed it to the team today. And they were just like, what is going on here? Like, I was like, the future is different than what we thought it was. We are here now. This is happening. This is the future. We need to be on this right now.
Yes.
And the way I think about it is, you were mentioning about the tsunami. I was thinking about, it's like, I think somebody is going to make my current business like irrelevant in a year's time. And I want that person to be me. I don't want somebody else to do I don't want somebody else to do it to me. I'm going to go and do it myself, you know? It's like, right, let's completely upgrade every single bit of the business, get 10 times more output, help people to be able to get much better results, help them to be able to implement it themselves, and like really, really push on this. I'm feeling inspired by how much you're really going with the team and getting everybody moving on this. I really love that, because that's like, I'm starting on it, but it's like I can see I can go further, you know?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, people are awesome, you know, once they are given the tool. I mean, I said no restriction for anyone getting any subscription. Get the best subscription on the planet Earth, and I will pay for it, but just build. And they all so they all got on it, and they did a great job. I think they did a great
That's
job.
amazing. That's fantastic. Man, if people loved what you got to say and they want to go check out what you're doing, where should they go? What's your website? What's your YouTube?
Yeah, they can go to my website, which is codebasics.io. And our YouTube channel is where you get a lot of information and value if you're in the space of data and AI. And even if you're a non-technical person, if you're a business user who wants to learn AI, our channel still has a playlist for you. You can go to the CodeBasics YouTube channel, CodeBasics YouTube channel. And that's a holy grail, and you would find everything about us there.
Perfect. So that's codebasics.io and CodeBasics YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Hem, this has been amazing. I really, really appreciate your time. Thanks so much for coming on today, man.
Thank you, John. I mean, I was just not sharing information that can be valuable, but I could also reflect on some of the things while I was talking. That was really fun. Thanks for having me here today.
Absolutely. You're welcome. Thanks as always for listening. And we will see you guys next time.